What's good, guys? This is Kid Achilles, and today I'm here with one that's a little bit different than what's like typically within my wheelhouse, but I fucking love Star Wars, so why not? But yeah, before we get into things, be sure to help your boy out, like this video, give me a subscribe, comment your thoughts. If you love Obi-Wan like I love Obi-Wan, then I know you'll have something to say. But yeah, this one's super special because The Phantom Menace was my first Star Wars movie. First one I got to like see in theaters. I remember all the like different toys that were like coming out at the time promoting the movie, but I know that they're like these fucking color changing spoons that were in cereal boxes, and they were like the spoons that had like the lightsaber hilt so you could change. Whatever, dude. I'm just super excited about this because, Obi-Wan's been my boy for like 20 years now. So things kick off in the new Obi-Wan series 10 years after Order 66 and like the big fight with Anakin. And what we have is an Obi-Wan who is laying low, who has also been brought pretty low. So he's like not really doing anything to keep up with his Jedi ways. He has pretty much renounced all of that. There doesn't seem to be any type of training that's going on with Obi-Wan at this point. What we do see that's interesting is that like he's still having like nightmares and just like lots of guilt about what happened with Anakin. So an interesting thing that we do see is that when he like wakes up from all these nightmares, he is trying to like speak to the Force ghost of Qui-Gon. And unfortunately isn't having any success with that. So we definitely get a look at Obi-Wan in a way that we're not really used to seeing him. I'm used to seeing Obi-Wan as, the big guy and just a force to be reckoned with in every way whenever he's on screen. And that's very much not the Obi-Wan that we get. He sees instances of like bullying and like harassment, and it seems like maybe he wants to do something about those things, but ultimately, turns a blind eye. We see this in effect particularly when he's approached by another Jedi that recognizes him, and Obi-Wan is not willing to risk exposing himself to help this other Jedi. And he kind of, advises that he kind of do the same thing that Obi-Wan is doing by hiding out and accepting, the fate of the Jedi, which is that they've been defeated. They took an L, and so the sooner he can come to grips with that, the better off that he'll be. And so when things left off with Obi-Wan, Luke was his responsibility, and of course Leia went with the Organas. So, even despite that responsibility, when the Organas approach Obi-Wan about helping to find Leia, because of course in the series she's been kidnapped, he's even reluctant to come out of, his kind of hermit solitude even to help Leia. So our boy is like pretty deep in the pits here. Now what's obviously painted for us is that Obi-Wan is hiding out because things aren't safe for the Jedi. The Jedi are being hunted at this point. But I think this works out for Obi-Wan in more than one way. So yeah, of course he's hiding out because he doesn't want to get ganked. But also I think that the Jedi being hunted serves as a really helpful excuse for Obi-Wan, because personally he's running from guilt that has to do with what he sees as failing Anakin. He feels responsible for what happened to Anakin and his like turn to the dark side because he was his apprentice. He had a duty passed down to him by Qui-Gon, and he feels like he's failed on that, and that the galaxy is in shambles the way that it is because he personally failed Anakin. Now we all know that the stuff that was going on with Anakin was kind of way over Obi-Wan's head. Palpatine just had way too much influence over him, and like what was going to go on with Padme. I don't think Obi-Wan would have really stood a great chance of like standing up to that stuff. As far as like cutting off both of your homie's legs and one of his arms, maybe you just kind of got to eat that guilt. But yeah, we see Obi-Wan in a way we haven't really seen him before. I am looking forward to, just experiencing like the full arc of like his return to like a semblance of him old self, or, into the sage Jedi Knight that we see him become in Ben Kenobi. But yeah, some other cool parts about the episode. Reva is an absolute asshole, and I love her dearly. What's apparent is that she's after Kenobi to like, gain some type of favor with Darth Vader, but she seems particularly ruthless. She even goes as far as to like kill the Grand Inquisitor, who was pretty fucking annoying, for being honest. But that's like well, I guess it's not like super crazy considering how like the Sith deal. There's like the rule of two, so it's not like super foreign to like kill your master. But I don't think that's the kind of dynamic that they had here. He was just kind of a pain in the ass, and so she killed him. But I'm super curious about her backstory. She says more than one time that she feels she's like owed something, and she also seems to feel particularly ferocious toward Obi-Wan specifically. I'm wondering what her past is like, if she was like a youngling or something, back when Order 66 happened. I want to know what Kenobi did that makes her feel the way that she feels that would have her after him so aggressively. There's a part where the Grand Inquisitor speaks about like compassion being an itch that like Jedi can't help but scratch. And I think that really speaks for like how the galaxy has devolved since the events of Order 66. So like it's no longer the norm to like see someone in need and help them. It's normal now to see someone in need and just mind your business. But the Jedi, that's much more difficult for them to do, because when they see people in need, they have to help, which isn't a sentiment that everyone shares, which paints targets on the Jedi's backs, which is like probably really difficult to deal with, you know, traveling planet to planet in a galaxy that like has lost all of its compassion. Good deeds like highlight Jedi, that like they mark them for hunting. And another interesting thing that I've noticed about Obi-Wan's character just in these 2 episodes is that you can tell from his actions and the way that he like treats people that approach him that he does not believe in the Jedi presently as they are. He is taking that defeat like very personally. He does not believe that the Jedi have a chance where he's at in these episodes. But he's very concerned with how Luke is developing, and when he's talking to Owen, you know, Owen says to him, you want to know if he's showing any signs. So Obi-Wan is definitely still invested in the future of the Jedi. He's watching Luke kind of carefully so that he can begin his Jedi training when the time comes. Yo, sorry for the weird lighting. I just had to come back and say, I also think that it's like really cool that little Luke and little Leia both have a knack for things their parents like to do when they were young as well. You see Luke like pretending he's like doing like some type of like pod racing or like flying like a starship or something. And then of course you have Leia, who like apparently is fond of like using decoys the same way Padme did. So I just wanted to come back and throw that in. Obi-Wan's faith in the future of the Jedi is definitely, you know, still strong, which is nice to see. Like I said, I'm kind of excited for the rest of his character to kind of follow suit and for us to, you know, get back and fighting for him. Because things are looking a little rough for our boy now. He was having a hard time even using the Force just to catch Leia's, you know, little body. But yeah, man, I don't know if I'll do like a discussion for every episode. I guess we'll see how they go. If there's an episode that like really speaks to me, then I'll be here speaking to you. But yeah, man, I think that'll do it this time. Again, I appreciate you guys for kicking it with me. I have an ungodly amount of pre-workout in my system, and I'm starting to get the shakes. So I think that'll be it for me. But this has been Kid Achilles. I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.